Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, which is book 5, and you guessed it, Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. It is the longest book, and I think because of that, it is also the most complex, both thematically and plot-wise. It's my personal favorite upon reading again. I remember when I was in middle school, my favorites were either 3 or 7, but I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna have to read 7 again eventually, but as for the moment, it might be my favorite just because of how just there's so much going on in this book. It's a very thick book. Rowling is known for writing very, very, very long books. This one's almost 900 pages long, but it feels so fast paced at the same time, which is impressive. Some authors I feel like Brandon Sanderson's books could easily be trimmed down by a few hundred pages. Not with Rowling. Go glued to the page, turning it and turning it. It's a real page turner, literally. My review, I'm just gonna talk about the basic things I noticed about this novel. I'm not gonna talk about every single major thing that happens because I feel like I'd be here all day. Um, but forgive me if I don't mention anything, any specific thing. But first of all, this is Harry has a rough year. I know he always has a rough year. His life isn't exactly easy. However, I think this one is the worst. Every single chapter, somebody's trying to screw him over, or like kill him, or screw him over and kill him. Um, he is being gaslit this entire book by the government. This book, along with the X Files, fueled middle school Jacob's distrust of the government. This book made me a libertarian. Okay, um, the you know I think Fudge at the back of his mind knows that Voldemort's back. He just doesn't want to believe it, so because that just make his job harder to do. So he just tries to silence people who are speaking the truth. I mean, it does seem like a far-fetched theory that this 15-year-old is the only witness who saw Voldemort return. So I get that, but also, you could always keep your guard up just in case. I could see both sides of this, but I also feel like Fudge was pretty unnecessarily doing that. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but I feel like they could have put Harry under that truth potion they put David Tennant under in book 4. I'm just saying. Of course, Fudge wouldn't want to do that because then they'd show that Harry wasn't telling the truth. I mean, that Harry was telling the truth. But I feel like Dumbledore could have been like, hey, give him the truth potion. Bitch. He could have said that. Then again, the truth potion, they don't know if Harry's lying or just crazy. So I don't know if that would work on crazy people who believe they're telling the truth. So there's kind of a gray area there when it comes to the truth potion. Though with Umbridge, oh god, Umbridge, she is the worst. like, I could take Bellatrix or Voldemort any day, but Umbridge, oh my god. I think what is so bad about Umbridge is people are actually like her in real life. You don't get that many Voldemorts or Bellatrixes in real life, but you see Umbridges all the time. She is like the sadistic, um, power-hungry maniac. Reminds me of Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I don't know if Rowling was inspired by her, but Rowling said it's kind of based on these people who act all nice and friendly and girly, but are really like evil people. Like you could act, you could show a face of being all righteous, but really be a piece of shit underneath. Looking at you, Bill Cosby, looking at you like a lot of those pedophile teachers or priests, stuff like that. Um, I'm not saying Umbridge is one of those, but she's still a bitch. She likes to torture her students, like making them carve "I will not tell lies" in his hand. That is insane. She is crazy, and I'm glad she's sent to Azkaban after this series is over. Um, but yeah, I don't know how that didn't get arrested for doing that in the first place, but I feel like, Harry didn't want to tell people that because he's afraid of Umbridge. Harry's had a lot of bad teachers in Hogwarts. Snape constantly bullying this preteen kid. You have Quirrell, who tried to kill him with the back of his head. You had Gilderoy Lockhart, who tried to jinx them. Nothing compares to Umbridge. Umbridge is the worst. Oh my god. These educational decrees just being made up on a whim just shows how corrupt the wizarding world really is. And kind of reminds me of like Pink Floyd. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. Like that. Umbridge, one of the best villains ever played, ever written, I suppose. Um, I think she's played really well by Imelda in the movies too. I'm not a huge fan of these little movies because they cut these 900-page books into 2.5-hour movies. If they were me, I would have made this like a whole 13-episode series. But, you know, not that I think they should remake it, because the movies were good. Not exactly book accurate, but as a movie contained within itself, I think it was a pretty good adaptation. You get so much depth cut out of it. For example, Cho Chang. A lot of Cho's scenes are cut out, which kind of makes her one-dimensional. Oh, in the books, he's a fully realized character. She's going through grief after what happened to Cedric, and she wants to talk to Harry about it because I feel like Harry would understand. But Harry doesn't really want to talk about Cedric, because he's dealing with it by himself, and he doesn't really want to bring it up. That whole subplot isn't really touched upon in the movies. It is like a tiny bit, but not really. So Ginny, a lot of Ginny scenes are cut in the movie too, but I think that kind of applies to all the Ginny scenes in every movie. It kind of gets the short end of the stick. I guess when you have like 5,000 characters and a lot going on. I love the Dumbledore's army scenes because it shows like Harry has gained respect to these people to trust him to teach them, and it just kind of shows how everybody's united against Umbridge, except for those dicks and Slytherin. Draco Malfoy, that little son of a bitch. I hate him so much. He is such a prick. He devotes so much time and energy into hating. Like, if he devoted that much time into anything else, he'd be like a millionaire. But he just spends all of his time hating. It's so ridiculous. Redonkulous. See what I did. But I like it because it shows like these side characters get a lot more brave as it goes on. The people on his Quidditch team get more brave. Of course, Harry gets kicked off the Quidditch team, but I'm saying like, Amber and all those other people get more like into the fight, instead of just being in the background. Ginny gets more confidence. He joins the team. Neville, really dedicates himself to become good at defense against the dark arts because of what happened to his parents, who got hit with the dementia spell by Bellatrix. And now not just Harry knows about this, but also Ron and Hermione do. So I feel like they feel bad for Neville more. And that's exactly why Neville didn't want them to know, because he didn't want them to feel bad for him. But it is what it is. I think Neville's come a long way from book one. Really sad seeing all the teachers get kicked out one by one by Umbridge. Those like Hagrid's kicked out. Uh, Trelawney's kicked out, even though she's kind of crazy. But it's crazy, but she's right sometimes. But she's kicked out. It's really sad because like I'm not like a huge Trelawney fan, but you do feel bad for her. Like when she says like this is the only home I know. It's sad. Uh, my girl McGonagall gets hit with the stunning spell, and now she's gone for like the rest of the year. It's it's sad. Um, but of course, this leads to the big climactic end where Harry, Hermione, Ron, Luna, Neville, and Ginny all sneak out and try to save Sirius because Harry's been having these bad dreams. Snape's trying to get him over that with occlumency because he can see what Voldemort sees, but then Voldemort realizes that and tries to trick him to lead them into the same place. And then his Sirius gets killed by his crazy bitch cousin Bellatrix, played wonderfully by Helena Bonham Carter, but still, a very sad scene. It's devastating because Harry just keeps losing people left and right. It's sad, really. Man, And all this pent up, you know, grief and anger, he kind of just catapults this onto Dumbledore in the end, in one of the most devastating scenes in the entire series, because you could see all this rage building within him, and he just needed to let it out. Dumbledore hasn't always been there for him because he was afraid that Voldemort would know about this and all this other shenanigans. But from coming from Harry's perspective, he really needed somebody in his corner, and that last scene between them is so, it was just so devastating. You know, this rant, because like Harry has been abused in this book and all the other books. Like, yeah, people have his back. You know, he's always has Lupin and Tonks and Harry and Ron and Mrs. Weasley, Mr. Weasley. Not that bitch ass Pussy though. I hate Pussy. I hate that guy so much. I don't care that, you know, I don't care that he believes Harry is crazy, but you do not turn your back on your family like that. I hate Pussy. Anyway, that scene between Harry and Dumbledore at the end is so good. I love that so much. We find out about the prophecy that Voldemort is after. That this very specific run by Trelawney. That either Harry's going to kill Voldemort or Voldemort's going to kill Harry. Which I feel like we all saw coming anyway, but kind of amps up the stakes for book 6 and book 7. And I also kind of like how it shows that the prophecy could have also happened to Neville, given under different circumstances. So that's kind of cool too. And it also sets Neville up for book 7, which kind of shows like, was the prophecy about Neville? Because he had a big hand in what happens in book 7. But anyway, Order of the Phoenix. I feel like I could talk about this book all day, but you guys will get bored of me. So let me know what down in the comments what you guys thought of this book, and what is your favorite Harry Potter book? Who's which actor? Here's another question. Which actor from this movie do you think did the best performance of the book? Let me know, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.